Live.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
All right. What do we got going on today? Who knows? Who knows? Oh. You ready? Here we go.
Well, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to DeaconLive. DeaconLive. Well.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, how shitty jokes saved this woman's life, and what you actually get when you order mozzarella sticks at TGI Fridays, and who is ready to die in 3 weeks, and where did the 2022 Word of the Year come from? All this and much, much more will be discussed here on Deacon Live. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing okay? Are you getting along with everyone? Is everyone getting along with you? That's the main thing. It sucks if someone doesn't get along with you, and you just have to deal with that person sometimes, you know? And it's always like this little cyst that grows in the back of your mind. Oh, I got to deal with George today, you know, type deal. We broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a beautiful little town called Marshville. You can find us on your YouTube page. You can find us on your Facebook page. Just search Deacon Live Podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe. And for every podcast we do, we have a matching video. Hi. And we'd love to hear from you as well. And you can be part of the show. The way you can be part of the show is to go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the little Be Heard section. It's a little blue bar at the very bottom of the page. Opens up a microphone on whatever you're listening to us on or at. Speak right into the microphone, and it comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on this podcast if you get it in early enough. If not, we'll play it on the very next podcast as well. And I'd like to say congratulations. Actually, I'm a couple weeks behind. I just realized this is we've done over 300 episodes, 300 shows. Deacon Live's been on the air for since 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. And we've evolved and changed over the years. So we just hit, actually, I think this is like show 303 or something like that. Not that I follow numbers, because I think that's kind of cliche. You're basically counting down to when you die, or the radio show or whatever that you're doing entertainment-wise is going to die. So I never count down the shows. I just saw it the other day. I always say, 250 shows, 200 and whatever. I just saw the numbers the other day. I was uploading something, and it said 302. So just to let you know where we are right now. I also, while I'm on this high horse, while I'm on this apple box, while I'm sitting on this stool that creaks and groans and moans every time I move my butt, I'd like to apologize for last week's show. For those of you who are listening to the show on iHeartRadio, it was pretty clean through there. On the YouTube video, you can see me struggling. You can see me kind of skipping over some stuff and just having difficulty altogether, trying to get through that episode. The reason being is I told you that I went to the doctors and got my physical and got all this other stuff done. And I had some concerns about this and had some concerns about that. And I basically bit the bullet, and she prescribed me like a couple different prescriptions, and I started taking them. And I don't want to say that, I don't believe in modern medicine, because I do. I believe in, if it sticks me with a needle and helps me feel better and gets me to live another day, fine. By all means, let's do it. But there's something about taking prescription medication. I just feel that there's more side effects. I mean, you've heard the commercials, you've seen the commercials. The side effects kind of outweigh the actual benefit the pill gives you. Now, don't get me wrong. In my early days, I would take stuff all day long. Now, I'm talking legal stuff. Anything that's over the counter, from not horny goat weed, but I'm just saying milk thistle to horny goat weed to anything that comes over the counter, I will take those in like a bowl of cereal. I'll just sit there and eat them all up. Oh, not approved by the FDA? Sure. Bring those over here. Slap them on the table. I'll eat them. But when a doctor actually prescribes me something, I just kind of sit back and go, oh man, I don't know if I trust them. you got big pharma getting in there and passing bills and kind of pushing. I've seen too many movies where the side effects are, like I said, outweigh the actual benefits of the pill. So I've always been leery about that. Well, I have to do something now. I have what they call hypertension. For you layman's out there, it's high blood pressure. And I'm sure, my stagnant lifestyle is part of that. I don't get enough exercise that I should. Now, I'm not a big fat fuck by any stretch of the imagination. But yes, I am somewhat sedentary because of my back issues. And you guys have known what I've been going through with my back. But here's where I want the apologize. This is where the apology starts. The medication I was taking it like everyone I saw on TV and everyone in my family growing up. I've watched them take it. They take everything in the morning. And one of the things that I take is called valsartan. Let me see, because I pulled up the video here. Valsartan, Valsartan, which is a generic high blood pressure medicine or something like that. And you always see, side effects could do this and side effects could do that. And I'm like going, well, I'm a human being. I'm not invincible or anything like that. I'm like going, I've never had side effects from any kind of pills or anything that I've ever taken before. So I do what they do or do what I'm supposed to do. And every morning I'll take the pill. And then about 2 hours later, I get a little bit of a headache. And I'm like, oh man, maybe it's the coffee that I drank on top of the pills or whatever. But last week's show, I was on the medicine or the medication for about a week. And I just I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't get my act together. I couldn't read. I was flipping words around left and right. Now I have a problem reading anyways, because I do have somewhat dyslexia. But I learned to work through that, but the pills just made it completely horrible. And so here's a video. I wanted to play this real quick. Some of the side effects of valsartan is what it's called. And I'm going to play this. And this is, if you want to see this video, you can go over to YouTube and you can see this as we talk about it in real time right here. So this is the side effects of what I'm taking right now, because I was like, well, what's going on with me? So here we go.
Comparable to the placebo, that is 2.3% versus 2% respectively. In other words, there are people discontinuing valsartan compared to those taking the placebo during the trial was just 0.3%, and that is not a whole lot. That obviously does not mean that valsartan is devoid of any side effects at all. The most common reasons for discontinuation of valsartan therapy are headache and dizziness. Headache was reported in more than 1% of hypertensive valsartan-treated patients. Dizziness was, however, observed in about 8% of hypertensive patients receiving 320.
And I had both. Headaches and dizziness.
2 to 4% of patients receiving 10 to 160 milligrams per day. So obviously, it makes sense. The higher the dose, the greater the incidence of the side effects. In this particular case,
I'm not sure what mine is.
Occurring in about 5.5 to 7% was also observed. Hyperkalemia, or an increase in potassium, is a known side effect of valsartan.
I don't know.
Back pain, occurring in about 3%, is also a known side effect. Fatigue, occurring in about 2 to 3%. Abdominal pain, occurring in about 2%.
Sometimes.
And a cough, usually a dry cough, occurring in about 0.6 to 2.6%.
I've got the black lung, Pop. I've got the black lung. So there you go. That's I'd like to apologize. So what I said to my wife, and I'm like going, that pill just kind of, it ruins my morning. I can't get my ass in gear. I can't get, sorry, let me switch back to camera 1 so you can see me. I just can't get my ass in gear, and I just can't focus. And I would get frustrated. So I've switched everything now. I read an article that said I could take it in the evening, and that way the pill will absorb into my body and it'll give myself a nice relaxing sleep. I said, fine, anything to help me relax and help me sleep better, I'll do it. I'll take that at night. So that's what I've done. I changed my regimen, and it seems to be working. If I take it like around 8:30 at night, I wake up probably about 7 o'clock in the morning. I know. Some of you guys are like, I go to bed at 11. I'm up at 6. So when I get up, I feel good. I feel refreshed. It's a good night's sleep. And hopefully it's doing better for me. And we'll see how this episode goes, if I can get through these articles that we're going to read. We got a big show to get into. Watch me stumble and fumble around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Of course you do. We'll give you something for free, but you got to do me a favor. You got to run on over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on the free swag section. Fill out that little form there. Believe me, I'm not going to do anything with your email address. I just need to know where to send this shit to you. We have some magnets, some stickers, some colorful pens, some just swag stuff. I got a whole package here for you. We'll send it out to you. All you got to do is just fill it out and tell me what you want, and I'll send it out to you free of charge. Just a way of saying thank you for listening to us. And make sure you follow us on your YouTube channels. We are on TikTok as well. And you can find that under the social contact section over on Prophet Radio as well. Now, no better way to start off a show than with a death. I know. It's all downhill from here. Last year, about this time, we talked about Noodles. Now, if you don't know who Noodles is, Noodles the pug was made famous on TikTok. And if you want to see this video, I'm going to play a short little video that made him famous and or made the pug famous. It was on Good Morning America and all these different days. This gentleman rescued Noodles. He's an older pug, and he has this thing a ritual that he does every morning, whether it's a good day or a bad day for you in general. So that he picks the dog up, and I'll let him explain a little bit better than I can. So here you go. Oops, here we go.
Round of No Bones. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to yet another round of No Bones, the game where we find out if my 13-year-old pug woke up with bones. And as a result, we'll find out what kind of day we're going to have. Now, Noodle had a long day yesterday, so we will see how this goes. Noodle. Oh, sure enough. Okay, it's a No Bones Day. No Bones Day, but that's not a bad thing. Today, we reclaim the No Bones Day as a day for kindness and self-care and just listening to what you need.
So what he does is he picks the dog up. I mean, he's an old dog. He's 13 years old, which is unheard of for a breed of that sort. And if the dog stands on its own, it's a bones day, meaning he feels like the dog has bones in its body. Or if the dog just kind of falls over, it's a no bones day. But, in general, it's inspiring as well. Unfortunately, Noodles the pug has passed away at the age of 14. Jonathan Garzanio, Noodle's owner, announced that the pug's death this past Saturday morning in a message on TikTok. Let's see if we got that message.
Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to have to share this, but Noodle passed yesterday. He was at home. He was in my arms. And this is incredibly sad. It's incredibly difficult. It's a day that I always knew was coming, but never thought would arrive. And although this is very sad, I wanted to let you know, and I wanted to encourage you to celebrate him while we're navigating this sadness. He lived 14 and a half years, which is about as long as you can hope a dog can, and he made millions of people happy. What a run. Thank you for loving him. Thank you for embracing us. And give your dog a cheese ball tonight, but it has to be
the Noodles the dog has passed away. In the statement saying Noodles passed away yesterday, he said, he was at home, he was in my arms, and he was incredibly sad at the time of holding him. Incredibly difficult. It's a day that I knew was coming, but never thought it would arrive. You always try to push that back. Noodles has been delighting TikTok followers since 2021. After Grazanio first started posting videos about the pug waking up in the morning, if Noodle could be bothered to stand up right away, there was a bones day and a no bones day. So unfortunately, Noodles the pug has passed away, so no more bones for him. He has passed away, which is sad in itself. Now, unfortunately, in about 3 weeks, this is the best time to have a heart attack, or it's going to be another time where, here I go. Now, on the same lines, the 3 most likely days to die of a heart attack are only weeks away. The holidays are supposed to be a time where Mary is filled with joy and happiness, but we all know the stressful of shopping, bad weather, hectic traveling, and all the celebratory food and drink that you can have. More people die from heart attacks during the last week of December than any other time of the year, said the American Heart Association. December 25th, more cardiac deaths occur on this day than any other day of the year. December 26th, the second most cardiacs happen. And then January 1st, the third most cardiac deaths also happen. Now, is it the next year because it is January? Who knows? We see every year during the winter months and the cold months that there are 10% more increase of rate of fatality of cardiovascular events. Things like heart attacks, cardiac arrest, and when the heart stops beating all together. Oh, God, here we go. But on the top of that, right at Christmas and New Year's, there is a further about 5% increase of risk on those events. Why do people die during that time of the year? We already know that researchers of January is a month where cardiovascular disease deaths peak. Doctors say that cold weather causes blood vessels to constrict, keeping the core warm. Constriction also increases blood pressure, which puts an extra strain on the cardiovascular system. But why Christmas and New Year's Day? Why do we see a simple spike in warm climates? Studies have published in the Journal of Circulation was shown 33% higher in December and January as in June and September. Cooler temperatures were only loosely correlated with the death rates. A new study in New Zealand showed that the Southern Hemisphere celebrates their Christmas and New Year's during the warm summer months, and the author wrote that our findings are consistent with the previous report studies conducting that the United States suggesting that the cardio mortality does not take summer breaks. So there you go. Cold winter months coming up, so make sure you're staying on your blood thinners and all your other medication that I'm on, valsartan. Maybe I'll make it through the next couple of weeks without any issues. I hope so. And when we come back, what's the 2022 word of the year? And for some of you, it's not safe for work. You can find it in Urban Dictionary. Stick around. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social media pages. We're available on YouTube. We're available on TikTok. We're available on Facebook and also Instagram as well. And the way you find these links is go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on social contacts. And while you're there, fill out that little form there. We'll send you out some magnets, some stickers and stuff. And we'd love to hear from you as well. Just opens up a microphone. A little tab on the bottom says be heard. It's got a little microphone next to it. Speaking of that, and you can be heard right here alongside of us here in the studio. We'd love to hear from you. You can say whatever you want. You can be anonymous too as well. We'd love to hear from you. Now, with 2022 winding down, geez, that's so weird for me to say. I know it's not untoo familiar with everyone that was born in 2000 because those people right now are, getting up to 20s and 22s. But for me to say, 2022, I was listening to a news report the other day, and it said 17 years ago, back in 2005. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. 17 years ago to me in my mind is still 1990 for some of us out there, and they can understand what I'm talking about there. But the Oxford Educational Dictionary, is that what they're calling? I'm making things up. Nope. The Oxford English Dictionary always picks a word that describes the word of the year. Now, in past years, well, let's just go back 10 years ago. In 2013, the word of the year was selfie. In 14 was vape. In 15, the word emoji was the word of the year. Post-truth. In 2016, youthquake. In 17, toxic. In 18, climate emergency. In 19, 2020, the word unprecedented took the high ranks there. Last year was the word vax. And this year is the first time that the Oxford English Dictionary opened it up to a larger public to vote for the word of the year. This approach is really cool because academia can sometimes really take a top-down approach to popular culture. At the same time, opening up to everyone in an accessible way, so at least led people to vote overwhelmingly for this one phrase that has come out. Now, be careful because some reasons behind this word is not safe for work. The 2022 word of the year is goblin mode. Yes, like the little creature. Let's start with a relatively mundane reason. The meaning has been explained to the Oxford English Dictionary. This is what they wrote on their page. Goblin mode, a slang term often used in the expression of in goblin mode or go to goblin mode. This is a type of behavior which is unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, slovenly, or greedy, typically in the way that rejects social norms or expectations. You are in goblin mode is what they're saying. Phrases, and word meanings always in a flux as more people adopt them. The Oxford Dictionary also goes on by saying that some came from the attitudes of young people because of COVID-19 restrictions. And after a year or two of not leaving the house, many people felt like they were living in a cave like creatures, and it was a lifestyle. And the best thing, or what became of the extra recklessness, because it felt like we needed to be made up. Oh, God. It felt like we were needing to make up for lost time, lost moments like graduations, proms, and lost people. After further analyzing the Oxford Dictionary's reason behind this, while interesting, misses the mark, well, at least to some of us, to see what the reactions are. Well, the reactions are not the same as this. Well, from the reactions, they are not the same as this word is more likely made up or not. It's not. How come I've never heard this? People disconnect from the deeper internet, people who are disconnected from the internet deep culture. So goblin mode online often, sometimes, but of course not always, is referring to animalistic sex. Everyone has different boundaries on what it means because one person's kink is another person's vanilla. Even having sex for pleasure will seem so animalistic by some. Imagine the threshold for wild sex. Now turn this dial a bunch of notches the other way. That's what they consider goblin mode. This massive rise began when This all began with manipulated images posted by Juniper on Twitter in mid-February 2022. This wasn't explicitly about sex. However, people sought answers. The last Urban Dictionary entry, and still is the last one, says that this is referring to sex, goblin mode. So let's be clear. We're not saying that it should have won, but giving everyone who's out there out of the loop, it has some, context as far as what it actually means on the streets. Now, don't forget, when they open things up to the public and you have a little bit more broader ban across the public and them voting for stuff, us as humans like to poke fun of ourselves. For example, there was $1 million research vessel that they allowed the people in the UK to open it up to voting. What are we going to name this boat? And they actually named the boat by unanimous Boaty McBoatface, which is hilarious in its time. There's also people that post stuff on like Instagram and TikTok saying holding a sign saying, if this post gets 1 million likes, my wife will let me name my child Optimus Prime, and so on and so forth. So there you go. The 2022, offensive or not, the word of the year is goblin mode. Take it how you want and share it with your friends or be part of goblin mode, however you want to interpret the definition of that word. All right, guys, stick around. When we come back, I shit you not, you're my favorite friend. And I'll get into the details of that story here in just one sec. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. And the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on social contacts while you're there. Get yourself some free stuff. We'd love to give you out something for free just to say thank you for listening to us. 300 plus shows and still going strong, hopefully, in the next year or two if I don't die from a heart attack in the next 3 weeks. The whole cold and heart attack stuff. Well, I got my meds hopefully balanced out, so I should be doing good. I should be doing okay. I'm taking them at night now, so everything should be balanced out. I'm a little bit calmer now. I don't know if you can tell. I'm not kimchi. what's the whole Tai Chi? Sorry, it's his illegitimate sister. So kind of relax a little bit, taking it slow, trying to, get everything under control, trying to figure out these new things that are going on with my body a little bit different now. I'm not as young as I was once, but I was than I ever was. I think I got a song there somewhere. Now, this lady right here went to go see a stand-up comedian by the name of, let's see, what's his name? Ed Byron. And he has a little skit here. And I'm going to play this skit, and which sent her to the hospital, actually to the doctor. So let's see. I'm going to play this little short clip here, and we'll get into the story.
But this time I went to the doctor. This time I went to the doctor because I had terrible diarrhea. A diarrhea story? This is what we came out for. Yes, indeedy. Get this story told. Didn't I say I hope there's a good story about the shits? Didn't I say? Come on. Strap in for a good diarrhea story. I had terrible diarrhea. By any metric with which you'd measure diarrhea, I had outstanding diarrhea. I had quite stupendous. I was doing all the shitting all the time. Madam right here in the front row, what's your name? What's that? Ronan. Ask me how much I'd been shitting. Go on. How much had I been shitting, Ronan? How much had I been shitting? That's a very personal question, but I'll answer it. I'll tell you, I was shitting so much, I no longer enjoyed shitting. That is a lot. That is a lot of shit.
So that's Ed Byron. And he did a little stand-up show. And over the weekend, a BBC report says that the Irish comedian Ed Byron's routine was responsible for the life-saving doctor's visit of a 60-year-old English woman. Jackie Kane Langs has thanked Byron for telling the long-winded joke about chronic diarrhea at a live show in 2015, which inspired Jackie Kane Lang to talk to her doctor about her own fecal frustrations. Upon inspections, I'm going to just call her Jackie. Upon inspection, Jackie was diagnosed with stage 3 bowel cancer, and she was able to start her life-saving treatment before disease could progress to the point of becoming untreatable. 7 years later, Jackie is cancer-free, and she expressed her gratitude for the comedians who literally saved her ass. And you say, oh, that's funny and stuff, but I mean, we just lost Chrissy Alley, and they found out that it was colon cancer, and she passed away at the age of 71. And by the time they got to it and they diagnosed her, it was too late. It was already past stage 4. And what they say with colon cancer, there's no real symptoms or anything. I mean, yes, there is diarrhea and stuff, but once they find out, or once you actually start seeing the symptoms, you're pretty much gone. So there you go. This comedian Ed Byron saved the woman's life just by telling shitty jokes. I know, that's funny. But now, there is an actual company out there, or a doctor out there, that has a diarrhea detector. Well, what do we need this for? When it comes to communicable diseases, it's important to identify the source of the outbreak as soon as possible. In this case, cholera. A new toilet sensor could help by detecting how many people are in a given area or experience one of the main symptoms, which is diarrhea. This prototype device was developed by a team of Georgia Institute, like they ain't got enough shit going on over there, pardon the pun, led by researcher Maya Gatlin. It incorporates a microphone, not a camera, believe me, and it listens while people use the toilet, utilizing the machine's learning database algorithm running on an integrated microprocessor. It's able to identify distinctive audio signatures of loose, watery bowel movements. I know. Welcome to show 300 and plus. Shit jokes. Watery bowel movements and associated with diarrhea. Gatlin and her team trained the algorithm. I always want to say logarithm. It's algorithm using audio samples of the excretion, quote unquote, events. such as urination, normal defecation, and diarrhea. Obtaining from online sources, each sample was transformed into a spectrogram. Oh, I'm sure that's... What's this brown section over here? Which is essentially the visual representation of the sound. Because each audio sample was already known to be recorded of a certain type of event, this is a normal bowel movement, this is a shitty bowel movement. The algorithm was able to learn the distinctive spectrogram features accompanied with which sorts of excretions. As a result, when subsequently represented to the spectrogram of other audio samples, the algorithm was able to accurately identify the correspondent type events. Important, it could single out the diarrhea spectrum even when in the background of noises were actually heard. Plans now are to call for the algorithm to be redefined further and using recordings to obtain real-world settings representing the invariant bathrooms and environment. So they're actually trying to find out anyone who has, or trying to prevent cholera, and they're finding out by this microphone stuck in the toilet. Ugh, can you imagine pulling the data from that thing? God, this job sucks. This job stinks. All right, guys, stick around. A couple more segments to get into, and we'll let you get back to enjoying the rest of your day. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you, and the way you can be part of the show is to go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on, there's a little blue bar at the very bottom of the page. I forget where it shows up on your device. It has a little microphone next to it. Click on that. Speak right into it. You have to allow it to have access to your microphone. But believe me, I'm a one-man show here. I'm not going to sit here and do anything with your email address or anything like that. We just like to hear from you, and you can be part of the show. And you can say, hey, I was part of the Deacon Live podcast, and you can be part of the show, and we'll play your message right here on the air. And you could talk about any of the past shows we've had over the last 7 years or so. So be part of that. We'd love to hear from you as well. And get yourself something for free while you're there as well. Now, for those of you who don't know, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in I'm going to say the town of Marshville, because the town of Marshville, I keep saying it's a beautiful town of Marshville. And, it's an old town. And I see a lot of development happening, and there's houses going up left and right. And yes, it is a nice place to live, but it's, getting more and more people are coming in, and I'm not seeing anything get better in the downtown aspect of our neighborhood. So until they can get that area fixed up a little bit, I'm just going to say the town of Marshville. No, don't get me wrong. It starts with one person. It starts with me, right? So yes, I would love to go down there and help. I think the commission board's corrupt. I think the people that run this town is not, and believe me, I am not in a position to run a town. I mean, I can run a small business, but to run a town, I don't know how to, I can work a spreadsheet. I can move numbers around. That's my thing. As far as running a town and getting, things done and laws and all that stuff, you would have to be some kind of lawyer, some kind of person who knows the legalness of doing all that stuff. Not me. I'm not that person. I can give you ideas of what needs to be done, but for the most part, I think our area is not really run too well. But who am I to say? Most of these people, third generations, have been living in this town of 2,500 people. I have only been here for like 8-9 years. So, if you want my advice, by all means, people of Marshville, you want my advice, ring me up, hit me up here at the station. Everyone knows where I live. You're the big yellow house on top of the hill. Yep, that's me. Come see me. And some people have stopped by here on the property and stuff, which is fine because we do sell eggs out front. We do have chickens on our property. We sell eggs. Yes. I mean, that's what kind of town we live in. We are rural. 2,500 people. We have chickens on the property and we sell them on the roadside out there. Not that we're dying for money or anything like that, but we've got so many eggs that's where we have to do something with them. So we share them with the neighborhood. How about that? Now, here in North Carolina, it's getting kind of cold. Today's a nice wintry day. It's not snowing. It's kind of like this misty fog and stuff. But over in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is our capital, which is about 3.5 hour drive from where we're at, crews are making progress on restoring a power to the county. And you say, well, what happened? They have a hurricane that came through, or was there a big ice storm? No. Some vandals shot up the substation. I don't know if you've heard this or not, but someone went over to the substations in the Raleigh area and just started blasting at the transformer boxes. You know what a substation is, right? You'll be driving down the street and you see this little fenced in area. It's probably, 100 feet by 100 feet. And it's like all these big cables and big boxes and big wires and stuff. And then you're gone. You're past it. It's not really that big. You've seen in movies where they're always cutting the fence, cutting the lock on the fence to break into the substation to throw the power and stuff. Well, these vandals actually went in there and shot up the transformers and everything. The power company said that the message to the customers posted on this week's website is that they so they can track and restore the power throughout the Moore County by Thursday, which is the Raleigh, North Carolina area. Our technicians are working 24 hours in shifts to bring the schedule back to service. Now, here's what they don't know. Duke Energy officials said that the damage requires sophisticated repairs and delivery of equipment is from outside the areas. Authorities have not released the motive of what said what kind of weapon was used to destroy these things. Many businesses around the county, about 60 miles southwest of the state's capital, are closed at the time of normal business time this time of year during the tourist time, holiday shopping, and so on and so forth. So there's also traffic lights out in the area. So some guys, a group of hoodlums, went over to the substation and started blasting away at these things. And just like your body, a bullet goes through your body, you got to repair and connect everything back together. They started blasting these substations and these boxes and stuff, ripping wires and ripping everything apart to where they have to go in there and actually replace these parts. They don't have the parts to replace these things. So whoever went in there, shot these things, knew what they were doing. Now, in my mind, I go straight to movie mode. Like, that famous scene in Die Hard, which is a Christmas movie, by the way. You can argue with me later. I'd love to hear from you. Go over to Prophet Radio, the Be Heard section. I want to hear from you. That scene where one of the steps when they throw the power to the Nakatomi Plaza, they throw the power grid off and it opens up the safe. It releases all the safety mechanisms and the safe opens up and the whole la 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 la, and they're like going, it's Christmas. And that black guy actually just passed away too. That was in that movie with the glasses. But that's kind of what I was thinking. These guys probably blasted this substation and they had someone's, total like Breaking Bad moment, and someone's robbing something or drilling through a wall to get into a bank or something because there's no power in that area. Just my theory, just throwing it out there. I'm sure if that happens, they're not going to tell anyone, but I'm just throwing it out there for what it's worth. Now, for those of you who love Dove chocolate, it's okay. There goes that sponsor, right? But nonetheless, listen to what Dove Chocolate is doing right now for women out there. Dove will give women $10,000 of grants to start a small business. And here's how to apply. Mars' own Dove is again launching its Dove Instagrants program to support women entrepreneurs and small businesses here in the United States. The program is designed to uplift, celebrate, and empower women with a chance to win one of 3 $10,000 grants. First of all, one of 3. So you're telling me that Dove Chocolate is only giving away $30,000 to 3 different women? Come on, Dove. That seems a little thin. Seems a little light. Little light there, buddy. With the great success of last year's program, we want to inspire movements of everyday happiness again by relaunching Dove's Instagrants and offering more women a chance to... More women? How many got it last year? 1, 2? To live out their business and entrepreneurial dreams, said the senior director of Mars and Wrigley. Oh, excuse me. According to researchers of the Columbia Business School and London Business School, 63% of women are entrepreneurs are less likely to receive funding than men, regardless of their background and ideas. That's not true, but I'll get into that here in just one sec. So there is still a lot of work to be done to ensure that they are given the financial confidence that they need to excel. To enter, women should share a 30-second business pitch idea via Instagram with hashtag Dove Instagrants entry and tag Dove Chocolate, or upload their videos to DoveChocolateInstagrants.com. Now, all the way till December 19th. Now, the reason why I say that it's 63% less likely that they will get a grant is because 63% less likely that they know that they qualify for grants. Now, believe it or not, women out there, women of color, doesn't matter. Any women out there, you are able to receive numerous grants from the government because you are part of a minority class, whether you're white, whether you're black, but because you are a woman, there are so many grants out there. And I'm not being, misogynistic or anything like that. I'm just letting you know. Yes, I'm a white male. Yes, there's a lot less grant money or government help for me. But what I'm saying for any women out there, because the government does consider you a minority class. You always see something women own, whether it's black, white, or Indian, whoever. It's always a women owned. You guys, you ladies out there qualify for a tremendous amount. You just have to go out there and find it. You have to figure it out. Well, Dove is giving you guys $10,000. You ladies, $10,000. 3 of you out there, upload your video to Dove Chocolate Instagrants now all the way till December 19th. Last year's winners include Dia Panana from Poli, P-O-L-I Farms, a native-run farm using indigenous and modern growing practices to regenerative agroforest. Brittany Rhodes of Black Girl Mathgic, M-A-T-H-G-I-C. A subscription box designed to increase math confidence and decrease math anxiety in girls. Sharia Noodle of Mobile Memory, a cost-effective screening tool that utilizes AI and ML to detect early signs of Alzheimer and vocal biomarkers. So there's 3 women out there who've already taken advantage of the Dove Chocolate Instagrants. So I'd like to hear from you guys too as well. I want you women out there to go out there and find your niche, find your thing, and have the government somewhat pay for it if you can. If not, go to DoveChocolateInstagrants.com and get your chance to win $10,000 as well. All right, guys, stick around when we come back. Not that I go to TGI Fridays because I don't like those cookie cutter type restaurants, but when you order the mozzarella sticks out there, guess what they're bringing you? I'll tell you exactly what's in them when we come back. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you, and the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio, click on Be Heard. While you're there, you can follow us on YouTube. Yes, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video. You can see me waving to you. Hopefully, you're waving back to me. Make sure you like and subscribe to us over there as well. And also, you can find us on TikTok. I post a bunch of videos up there. Videos I post on TikTok are normally like me doing silly, stupid shit around the house. I had a complaint about a butter dish. Since Thanksgiving, we have this glass butter dish that never really made it back into the cabinet. So I've been taking a normal stick of butter and putting it in there and putting a little glass lid over it. Nice soft butter in the kitchen. It's nice. I like butter. Like butter on bread. Like lots of butter on bread. My problem is when I go to grab the butter dish lid, it's slipping. And I'm like going, this absolutely makes no sense. So I made a little video over on TikTok. And the way you can find our social links is to go over to prophetradio.com. Click on social contacts and make sure you like and subscribe. We're also available on Facebook as well. I also do another podcast. It's more of the equine world. If you guys are big fans of horses or any kind of hoof care or any kind of biomechanics of a horse, I also host a show with a gentleman by the name of Mike Stein. You can find that podcast. It's only about 30 minutes long, but it's very educational out there. If you're a farrier, you can also get credits for it by watching it or listening to it as well. And that's Equine Dynamics with Mike Stein. Check that out as well. I'm the simpleton of the show. He's the professional of the show. So I always ask him, what side's up and which way's down. So it's an entertaining show, also educational as well. Now, if you're looking for something or a gift for me for Christmas, I know I'm very hard to buy for. My wife's like, you've got everything that you need. You don't ask for much. And if you do ask for something, it's got to be researched 15 times over. I know a lot of guys are out there. I don't want to buy just a simple thing. If there's something else on the market that does the same exact thing for a little bit cheaper or does the same exact thing plus more for a little bit more money. Everyone out there that is counting pennies or trying to get the best price for their buck or the best product for their buck understands what I'm saying. But this right here, I wouldn't mind having. I don't know how long it would last. It might be one of those little thing that's good for the weekend or good for the Christmas holidays, and then it gets put in the back room and only gets brought out during the holiday. Miller High Life is now releasing the Christmas leg lamp. It's a beer tower centered around the 1983 film Christmas Story. The lamp itself, let's see, Miller High Life leg lamp beer tower is not only a functioning lamp, but also holds a 6-pack of beer. There is a tap on the back of the bottom of the lamp. So the tower is about 3 feet. The tower is 3 feet, inches tall. That doesn't make any sense. I think they forgot a letter in there. Let's say 3 feet, 2 inches tall, and can hold 2.2 liters of beer, which is the equivalent of a 6-pack. It even comes in a box that says Fragile on it because of the icon rollback on the movie. It truly makes a grown-up Ralphie proud. I don't know if you've seen the things for the new Christmas Story. It looks pretty good. I'm anxious to see it when it comes out or when we're able to watch it during the holidays. The leg lamp tower goes for, get this, $120. And it starts now at 10 a.m. all the way till Friday, December 9th. So you got about 24 hours, 48 hours to go. The price is to honor Miller High Life's upcoming 20th year anniversary of being a beer. So there you go. If you want to see it, I'm going to switch cameras here so you can see it right here in real time. And it doesn't look like the actual leg lamp from the Christmas Story. It's just like a red, almost like a galosh type boot, like a rubber boot. It's got some folds on the top, and the stockings, instead of it being the fishnet stockings, looks like a red and white striped candy stripper type stocking. And then it's got a, the lampshade on it, says Miller High Life all the way around, the champagne of beers, and it's got a little tap where the heel would be on the back of it. And I was watching it or looking at it, I'm like, well, is it a keg inside? No, you physically have to pour the beer into the lamp, which is not chilled, by the way. It doesn't say that, so there's a negative on that. So you have to make sure your beer is chilled, and if you pour a 6-pack in there and you start pouring it out, isn't like beer number 4 going to be flat and hot? Not a good idea, Miller Lite or Miller High Life. Sorry, Miller High Life. I'm going to have to say no on that. Now, someone else right now that says no on that is there is a class action lawsuit against TGI Fridays. Now, last week before, I forget what show it was. I've done so many by now. I can't keep track of my own shows. I was talking about the woman that complained that the Kraft macaroni and cheese, the little single serve, takes 3.5 minutes to cook. And she's like, no, it takes longer. You have to rip the lid off. You have to pour everything out. You have to put everything back in it, and you have to mix and stir. It comes out to about 19 minutes by the time everything's said and done. I'm exaggerating, but that's what the lawsuit is there. And I said, during that podcast, I said, find something where it's actually worth suing for. Like if it says this is going to make you beautiful and it doesn't, by all means, sue those people. Well, Amy Joseph filed a lawsuit on February 5th, 2021, and is the first plaintiff in a potential nationwide class action lawsuit claiming that the TGI Friday mozzarella snack sticks that you buy in the grocery store is misbranded. All right, let's see what they got going on. Joseph said, since the item's packaging prominently states mozzarella stick snacks and includes an image of a deep fried mozzarella stick, and the product is misleading because it doesn't actually contain any mozzarella at all. Oh my God, get out of here. Now I would be pissed about that. Despite its label, the product does not contain any mozzarella cheese. Rather, it contains cheddar cheese, reads the lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court of the Northern District of Illinois. Joseph claims that this puts defendants in violation of the Illinois Consumer Fraud and Deceptive Trade Practices. Jesus Christ, can you shorten the name a little bit? And the respective state law claims for consumer fraud and deceptive trade practices. Oh my God, this is the actual document. In all 50 states of the District of Columbia on behalf of users nationwide. Okay, we got it. So this is the actual lawsuit that she had in there. In the suit, there's my dry cough. It's a reaction to my medicine. In the suit, Joseph said in January 2021, she purchased a 6-pack of sticks on Amazon for $22.95 and is arguing that because she only saw the front label without being provided product description detailing its actual ingredients, she mistakenly believed that she was buying a snack that actually contained mozzarella cheese, not cheddar. She further claimed that even if she did see the back label, which states that the mozzarella cheese snacks did not in fact contain mozzarella cheese, given the prominence of the word mozzarella sticks on the product's front label, her reasoning to understand that mozzarella sticks and the definition containing mozzarella cheese is believed that the product contains mozzarella cheese. So I'm going to serve you buffalo wings. I know, hear me out. I'm going to serve you buffalo wings. Are these made from buffaloes? Do you know that buffaloes have wings? No, they don't. But the actual term mozzarella describes an actual product, an actual edible item, mozzarella cheese. Joseph said that she is entitled to relief because she alleges the defendants individually and actively, jointly, collectively, and concert together developed, created, reviewed, authorized, and are responsible for the textural graphic content of the packaging of the products, including the misrepresentation of the product containing the mozzarella cheese, the suit reads. All right, that means they actually sat behind a desk and some people had to put their stamp of approval on it. I would have been the first one at the table. Call me crazy. This is the way I think. All right, guys, TGA Fridays, they love our mozzarella sticks in the building itself, not the actual. I'm talking about these are the stuff that you buy off the shelf in the grocery stores. So if you go to TGI Fridays, yes, they are mozzarella sticks. They are mozzarella cheese. But in the frozen section of your food aisle, those sticks are not made out of cheddar cheese. So TGI Fridays got a consumer comes or a business comes up to me and goes, "We'd love to put your sticks on the market." All right. Here's the thing. We can't use mozzarella cheese. Why not? Because it doesn't really reheat that well. It's garbage. It doesn't maintain its shape. We're going to use cheddar cheese. All right. So can we change the mozzarella and stick a different letter in there so it's not, like they do crab? Instead of being C-R-A-B, it's K-R-A-B. Can we do mozzarella, the word mozzarella as M-O-S-S, maybe, or M-O-C-C, mozzarella, cheddar. I don't know. Work something in there. But that would be the first thing I would say. And she's right. Joseph is right. She would say that everyone sat around and approved this. On November 28th, the Chicago federal judge ruled that the lawsuit could in fact go forward against Inventure Foods, but not TGI Fridays. That's what I was saying. There's got to be a separation there. The court granted TGI Fridays' motion to be dismissed from the lawsuit, ruling that the restaurant as a franchisor could not be responsible for any misbranding since all it did was license its trademark and logo to Inventure Food, who is now making the snack in question. So it's Inventure Food, not TGI Fridays. We are pleased with the judge's ruling. Thomas A. Zimmerman, Jr., Joseph's lead lawyer, tells USA Today. Inventure Food is a parent company of UTZ, UTZ. Both declined to comment on usatoday.com, and TGI Friday has not responded to the request for comments. News of this lawsuit comes after several different high-profile lawsuits containing over the language of the food products in recent years. October 21, Kellogg's faced a class action lawsuit, allegedly false advertising of true strawberries and its content for frosted strawberry Pop-Tarts, and so on and so forth. So there you go. Get what you want. Make sure what you're getting on the label is what you're putting in the package there, people out there. Your companies out there trying to shortchange us. Get away with it. We won't stand for it. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to enjoying the rest of your day. Make sure you follow us on your YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. Make sure you follow us on TikTok as well. And we'd love to hear from you. And you can find all this information over at Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on all those sections there, and you can be part of the show at any given time. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to enjoying the rest of your day. My name is the Deacon saying good night and good night.
Wait! Come back!
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.